Hey everyone, this is Thyworm with the first of a bunch of revisited build guides, because since 0.7.8 everything was changed. Today we'll take another look at the ultimate monolith runner, the Zoomer. If you're enjoying last Epoch content, consider subscribing. I'm assuming that you watched the original build guide. You should if you haven't. If you go into this update without context, it may be hard to follow. Just a friendly heads up. If you followed the previous build and logged into patch 0.7.8, you will now face some challenges. Most of all, mana regeneration. We are solving that in the gear section. A bunch of passives got changed around as well, with for example Sky Armor no longer giving movement speed. We will be addressing these challenges. Let's start with the build philosophy. The whole point of this build is to do damage, to be fast, and help you guys farm the monolith for all those new gear pieces, so you can deck out your other characters. As soon as I figure out what some of my other builds need, I just hop on this guy and farm. I went 32 consecutive monoliths so far. It is still not an arena build, by the way. The build uses 3 skills on autocast for that sweet quality of life. Storm Totem, Avalanche and Maelstrom are all auto-casted. It does leave your character moving and stopping to cast quite often, but that is worth it in my opinion. Previously the build philosophy was different, with attunement not playing a big role and neither did elemental protection. This has changed, however. Keep watching to find out why. The wishlist, a new section in the guide, was requested via my stream. You can find me streaming on twitch.tv/Thyworm every Monday, Thursday and Saturday 8 PM Central European Time. So what do you really need for this build to work? Mainly attunement, mana regen, mana and some elemental and cold damage. Attunement skills with all our abilities and it gives elemental protections, which are very useful in this build. Mana regen and mana help you sustain, and you need a bit of damage of course. Passives changed a lot. Let's take a look. Take 8 out of 8 natural attunement, which has become a better node because it skills and provides elemental protection. Take 2 out of 8 Tempestborn, then 6 out of 6 Wisdom of the Wild for some spell damage, and finally 4 out of 5 Thornbond for 16% increased damage, which is doubled when you have an active minion. This is always, so this is a 32% damage increase. You go spend points in Shaman next, which mastery gives you double elemental protections when totems are active, which is important. I have a few more points than last time, as we are 85 by now. Take Shamanic Infusion, 8 out of 8, once again for attunement and LE prot. Take 2 out of 8 Silent Protector for some more protection. Then 10 out of 10 Windbringer for cold and fizz damage plus dodge. Really nice node, as all our spells are cold or physical damage or both. You complete that chain with 5 out of 5 Shattered Heavens for added cold damage. That is big because this is added to the base damage of the spell, and then all the increased damage applies to this. We take Earthen Supremacy for more attunement. Then for some movement speed we take 5 out of 5 Ancestral Speed, giving us a 35% chance to cast haste whenever we summon the totem, and we summon a lot of totems. So once you start killing enemies, this is up most of the time as it lasts 3 seconds. Take 8 out of 8 Rune of Awe because that is a lot of added damage. Take 5 out of 5 Protective Circle, which was nerfed but is still very much worth it, and with 6 totems up gives us 150 protections across the board. 8 out of 8 Elemental Shrine is vital. Attunement and mana regen are exactly what we want. Take 6 out of 6 Swirling Maelstrom for mana health, but also because we need to cast 6 Maelstroms to receive the bonus movement speed, and this helps you do that. I took 6 out of 8 points in Ascendant Circle because honestly I don't need damage anymore for farming the monolith, so I began investing some more points in defense. The Druid tree has a very good node for our build, 8 out of 8 Soul's Attendant, and I started to go into Beastmaster to make my way to Aspect of the Boar for damage reduction. Skills are up next. Some skills changed, but mostly they remained the same, so I partially refer you to a section in my previous build guide for this, as I would be literally repeating myself. It's in the description down below. Maelstrom and Avalanche are exactly the same as before, so I will not talk about this. With Ice Thorns I still made it cast when hit in the bottom right, but got rid of the defenses on the bottom left. Instead I went damage. 2 out of 5 Cold Prison for base damage, 5 out of 5 Piercing Cold for more base damage, and Piercing Ice Thorns, which is great. 4 out of 4 Farwood Heart for the buff is still there like last time. Thorn Totems changed slightly. The north part is still making sure we cast 5 totems at once, which last a while, and then we went west with 2 out of 4 Ancient Power and 3 out of 3 Impale for damage. 5 out of 5 Oaken Protection is pretty big, as we want these things to last for the synergy. Give them homing while you're at it, and I took 1 spare point and put it in Frenetic Attunement. My previous build had Tornado, but now we take Storm Totem. It provides movement speed and lightning resistance, which are very important. Take 4 out of 4 Limited Resistance, because you need this skill to be cheap. Then 3 out of 3 Static Field for shock chance. 4 out of 4 Storm Rider, which has the totem provide you movement speed, 40%, when it shocks an enemy. And then 4 out of 4 Lightning Raider, increasing the totem cast speed, making it shock even more. 3 out of 4 Steel Plating gives it a bit of health, and finally, very important, 2 out of 2 Shielding Totem for 400 lightning protection. Time to look at the gear. This is where we solve most of our issues, using 2 very obtainable unique items. Urzel's Pride is a big one. It drops all over the place. It used to give mana regen per 100 armor, but now provides mana regen per 100 lightning protection, and we have a lot of that. I have about 2000 lightning protection with totems up, that is 20% mana regen. Another unique, Orkirian's Petals, a guaranteed drop from one of the time rifts, provides great stats for our build as well, but mostly mana regen. A 15% mana efficiency amulet is also required, and take a staff that reduces spell mana cost by 3. The rest of my gear, however, is really quite bad. I will link the tunklabs in the description below so you can check that out, but my gear is horrible, which is amazing because with this gear I'm farming and I simply don't need better gear. My staff has 161% increased fire damage and I don't even have a fire skill. I have a level 27 ring. It's really bad. Once again, link to everything down below in the tunklabs. For leveling, check the original video. And finally, the playstyle during endgame. The playstyle hasn't changed one bit. It is exactly the same. Let me know how you like this update. I hope it helped you out. Thanks for watching and making it to the end. See you all soon. Bye bye.